Dude, like, I know this is kind of bad to say, but the pandemic was the best thing to happen to Taco Cabana. Because their drive-thru margaritas, fire.
I introduced myself to my dog for the first time the other day.
Oh, like naked?
No. We really...
Like bestiality?
I offered myself. No. We realized that our dog, like, we had never told our dog our names. You know, like when Blake and I talk to each other, we say each other's names. So Bush hears our names, but I've never been like, hello, I'm Sara. I'm your mom. So the other day, I formally introduced myself to my dog for the first time. Because I just realized, like, I had never told my dog my name.
Like, Hi, Simba. I'm Kristen. I'm your mom.
Yay!
He's asleep.
I'll dream about you. Have you seen those videos where people dress up as old people and, like, go to bars or have a party at their house where everyone dresses up?
I've seen the one where, okay, so you know how COVID's a thing now and we wear masks? Mm-hmm. Fucking wish that this happened when I was 16, because they just throw on a wig, they get, like, their parents' ID, put on a mask, and they fucking go to the gas stations and get liquor, and it works. Mm-hmm. No one cares. Wow.
Yeah, I did that anyways. I mean, not the...
I had to fucking get a fake ID, like how we did back in the olden days.
Yeah. Still pretty easy.
I mean, it worked for the most part.
Yeah.
I had to scratch it on the pavement a little bit because it was like too new.
Too pristine.
Yeah, and it was like the old school Texas IDs. Like, I don't know, they have new ones now that are like red, white, and blue almost. So it's not like the ID that I have now, but it was the ID before that, like the style of ID before that. I don't think any of that made sense, but it was a really old school style of Texas ID. I got 2 copies of it. It was great. It got me in everywhere for the most part, except for that one strip on 6th Street.
Yeah.
Grand times, man. Theodore's never allowed outside.
I know. I look at the shit I did. I'm like,
Never happening. He's like, I'm gonna go study. I'm like, no, you're fucking not. You're gonna be in the alleyway doing drugs. I'm not having it.
I wonder if Hey Misters are still a thing. Like, did you ever pull a Hey Mister outside of a gas station? Hey Mister, will you buy me a case of beer? Or Hey Mister?
We would always just happen to know someone who was older, or I would do the water and the vodka trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like how I got my alcohol back in the day. But no, I always just happened to know someone. I don't know. Like, daddy issues, I always would date someone a little bit older than me in high school. Yeah. Aside from, like, my senior year. And I don't know. They just always knew someone.
Yeah.
Or they were that someone.
Yeah. Like, I want to say a lot of the time, but I also don't want to implicate myself of the shit I've done.
Oh, no, it's okay. Development. I only drink every other day.
Dude, when I was sick, I didn't drink for almost a week.
Damn. Yeah,
and it felt good. And I know for some people that may not sound like a lot, but for me, that is some progress.
I think so many people during COVID times can for sure understand that. Have you not seen that one TikTok of the guy going through his neighborhood on, like, trash day, walking around and going through everyone's recycle bins, and all you see are bottles of fucking alcohol? And I'm like, yeah, my house wouldn't probably not be any different.
Huh. Yeah. I know, every time I take out a trash bag, you hear a bunch of clinking.
You hear
from the wine bottles.
You hear.
We don't do liquor, but wine, hell yeah.
Oh, man. I have been loving White Claws. Just,
Yeah.
White Claws have gotten me through COVID for sure.
Ever since you said that the Topo Chico seltzers taste like sunscreen or tanning oil, I noticed that also, but I don't really mind it, except it's like, I don't know, maybe I was drinking too many of them, but I got kind of topoed out.
No, they straight up taste like ass. I had real high expectations for that drink. So that's why I think when I first got it, I was like, this is good. I enjoy this. This is fine. But the more I kept drinking it, I was like, no, this isn't fine. And why am I torturing myself? Like, there are better seltzers out there. Honestly, like, I haven't had a better seltzer than White Claw.
Yeah, I know. I liked the Topo at first, but then the flavors were kind of overwhelming. Because the one that you said that you like and tastes the least like tanning lotion was the lemon lime. But every time I take a sip of that, I taste straight up tanning oil. Yeah. And
it's
so
gross.
It's just weird. It's like turned on me a little bit.
But, I mean, like, don't take my word for advice. I learned the most about me when we were just, like, Googling for shits and giggles, like, most popular White Claw flavors, because we were just curious. And I think the number one flavor is, like, raspberry, which I guess I kind of get, like, it's okay, but that's the last one I reach for. It's, like, honestly my least favorite. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, let me see what the least favorite is. So I scroll all the way down. It's fucking grapefruit. Yeah. That's my favorite flavor. And of course, no, it makes perfect sense that, like, I would like the thing that everyone hates the most, because that just seems to be my taste. Right. That's why everyone hates me. It's fine.
I would think the first liked flavor would be black cherry. I don't know. I feel like I know, or I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I like the black cherry. That's the one I
think a lot of people dig the fruity, though. I think black cherry was, like, second or third.
I do like the berries. I just feel like you can never go wrong with it unless they make it sweet. The other ones are okay.
Dude, grapefruit's my shit. It's so good. It's so refreshing. I've tried to make it at home multiple times, but I can't replicate it. One of these days.
Like seltzer?
Yeah, like I make like a grapefruit syrup. So instead of regular sugar, I just do like a sugar-free alternative, or like the healthy sugars, you know what I mean? Like monk fruit sweetener or not. HEB has a really good like granulated zero sugar, you know what I mean? And you just throw some grapefruit in there, throw it in some sugar, throw it in some sugar, and then you let it sit for like maybe a week, and then it turns into a syrup. And then you put that shit in some sparkling sodas, you throw some vodka in there. It gets real good. I do it without the vodka. I just make like a lemon syrup, and I do it with some Topo. Topo is my fucking favorite. That's why I was so disappointed with their seltzers. I can't. Topo, don't sponsor us unless you want to just do the sparkling water, because I can't stand by a seltzer like that. It really freaked me out.
Yeah. Freaked you out.
Anyways, welcome to the Red Rum and Red Wine podcast, the podcast where we talk about the mysterious mishaps and murderous things while we're drunk. Did that sound like we were drunk? 'Cause yeah, a little bit. Drinking some of this margarita. Single-handedly keeping Taco Bell, or not Taco Bell, Taco Cabana in service. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a black cherry White Claw tall boy.
Number 2 favorite out of all the White Claws.
Yes. And I like White Claws for during the day.
This is our first day episode.
Yeah, first day recording.
It's such a beautiful day out, and we're sitting in dark rooms recording and drinking. Typical. But we're back, and we're better than ever. Sarah especially.
Yes. Yeah, I caught a bug earlier or last week, and it was not fun. First time I had gotten kind of sick like that in a while, but it could have been worse. I'm better now, so sadly I didn't get to go see Kristen in Texas, and we didn't get to do anything fun. But she did record a drunk mystery Saturday special, so definitely go check that out. Oh my god.
Maybe don't, because I was really drunk. I listened to that and I was like, wow, without Sarah to help keep me on topic, that's pretty hard. I don't know how people do it.
Well, there will be more drunk mysteries in the future, hopefully. More
Yes.
little surprises or special episodes when we can get to them.
No, for sure. I definitely think it's something that we want to throw on a Patreon at some point. So
Yeah.
definitely, if it's an idea that you like, or if that was a special that you liked, let us know. Hop on our socials and
Let us know.
yeah, I mean, tell us what you like. How else is that we don't fucking know? Yeah. This is dating, okay? We're in a relationship. You gotta communicate. This is a two-way street.
Yeah, it takes two to tango, baby.
Takes two to tango. And speaking of communication, it's Sarah's turn. We're spicing things up. Sarah's going on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, we switched up our recording schedule a little bit due to my last week's fiasco. And so here we are. It's my turn today.
And I do think we are going to do another change. We're going to possibly change to a Tuesday, Thursday schedule starting sometime next month. I don't know.
Yes. So
it'll potentially happen. So again, tell us what you think.
yeah.
Let us know.
Sorry,
But it's probably going to happen.
release dates are a little bumpy right now.
We're just testing things out, seeing what works best. We noticed a lot of y'all like to listen on those days, so we thought we would give it a try for a month, see what happens. So, yeah. Shall we jump into this?
Let's jump in. Literally. Because you'll see. Okay.
Oh, that
was a good one.
Good one. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to find out.
Oh! All right. So, we all love a good drug smuggling story from the 80s. Am I right?
I love drugs.
Yeah.
Well, no. I love the good legal drugs. Yeah.
I love drugs.
Say it for everyone in the back.
Oh, God. Okay, so shout out to my friend and neighbor, Savannah, because she's the one who told me about this story. And I don't think I had ever heard it, so I just thought it was kind of cute, kind of like funny, although it does involve
Cute,
some
light.
death. So,
some light death, nothing tragic.
I mean, I don't know. Considering, we all have our different levels of tragic, but
everybody has those days.
I'm trying to think of the next lyric.
I think I actually made that lyric up. I said it wrong.
Maybe. But, okay, so this story has been kind of popping up again in the media because it's getting made into a movie.
Oh.
Yes, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But this is the story of Pablo Escobear, or Cocaine Bear. Okay.
I was like, I think you said that wrong.
No, Escobear.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Let's hear. I'm titillated.
I'm tantalized. All right. So it's September 11th, 1985, and we're in Knoxville, Tennessee. 85-year-old Fred Myers looked out of his window one morning and saw what obviously looked like a dead body in his driveway. He said it was obvious because, first, it was obviously a dead parachuter because there was this parachute in his driveway, but he saw limbs sticking out of, like, the edges of it, and it wasn't moving or anything, so...
Typically, people are like, oh, it's a mannequin, or it's a really big doll.
Right.
No, this guy was... I guess,
like,
yeah, the parachute
"That's a
kind of
dead
gave it
body."
away.
So he calls the police and whatnot. They come out, and the police easily identified the dead parachuter as 40-year-old Andrew Thornton. And they easily identified him because he was an ex-narcotics officer and lawyer from the area.
Wow, why am I not shocked to hear that?
So it was presumed that Andrew died on contact during his crash landing, which was about 6 to 8 hours before his body was discovered. So Fred Myers, the homeowner where Andrew was found, he said that he did kind of remember hearing a noise, like a loud thump or crash noise around midnight, but it wasn't significant enough to where he like went to go check it out. So Andrew had dried blood coming from his nose and was dressed in a khaki outfit as well as a bulletproof vest and had night vision goggles on him. He also had an army duffel bag containing 77 pounds of cocaine, which was valued at
Holy shit!
It was valued at $14 million, which would be $40 million today.
I'm just thinking of what I would do if I had that much cocaine in my life.
Probably. I know, it literally makes my nose burn just reading about it.
It makes my heart stop at the thought of even looking at that. I mean, holy...
Yeah.
Wow.
He was also
That's
armed.
A lot of rave parties.
Yeah, well, just wait till you hear how much more there was.
I'm sorry. They had more than... That's a literal... That is bigger than my 2-year-old child.
It was raining cocaine, dude. Okay? What do they call it? The devil's snow or whatever? So
Damn.
Andrew was also armed with a Browning 9mm automatic pistol as well as a .22 caliber Derringer. Whatever... You know, I put the names of the guns, but I'm just like, okay, they were
whatever
guns.
the fuck that means.
He had 2 guns. He also had some miscellaneous items on him, such as thousands of dollars in cash. I couldn't find the exact amount. It wasn't a shit ton. I think it was like $3,000 to $5,000 maybe, or $3,000 to $7,000.
You know, just
just
a cool 3 to 5
pocket change. He had books with codes and names in them, and 6 Krugerrands, which I had to look up, also called rands. They are South African gold coins, and they're gold, so the value of them fluctuates depending on the gold price.
Yeah,
I think.
Be a good time to sell it now, maybe. I don't know. It used to be a good market.
I looked it up, and like right now, 1 rand is equivalent to $0.017. So I think the price of gold is pretty low right now.
Oh, I was like, I have no idea what that means.
Me either, really. Andrew's accident was presumed to be the result of a parachute malfunction that happened when he jumped out of his Cessna airplane. Detectives say they think he was planning on jumping and landing in a nearby private airport to then meet someone to deliver the cocaine to. But instead of landing at the Island Home Airport, the parachute malfunction led him to meeting his end in Fred Myers' driveway. So that airport he was aiming for was apparently pretty nearby. He just didn't make it.
And so, sorry, this is in Tennessee, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
That's where Andrew's body landed, was in Knoxville, Tennessee, although he was local. And apparently Andrew's karate instructor was aboard the plane with him, and he had no idea apparently about this smuggling operation. So he apparently parachuted out as well and lived, but I didn't see too much information on that, so I'm not really sure if his karate instructor was what part
Wait,
he
so
had to
he
play.
was in the plane with all of the cocaine,
Yes.
and he lived, but he said that he had no idea about the cocaine?
Apparently. Until,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Before jumping out of the plane, Andrew put the navigation on autopilot towards the Atlantic Ocean. But the plane was found that same morning that Andrew was found, crashed 60 miles away in the North Carolina mountains. So whenever it was on autopilot, it didn't clear the mountains to go to the ocean. It just crashed. And they knew it was Andrew's plane because Andrew had a key in his pocket that the serial number or something matched with the plane. So, who is Andrew? Why was this ex-narcotics Andrew? Why was this ex-narcotics officer lawyer jumping from the sky with a shit ton of cocaine?
I'm not that surprised, but tell me the obvious path that this goody two-shoes took.
Andrew Thornton. Andrew Thornton II, a.k.a. Drew, a.k.a. ACT II, was born on October 30th, 1944 in Paris, Kentucky. He had a little bit of a troubled childhood, which resulted in him attending a military academy, which then resulted him into becoming a Kentucky police officer in 1968 in the area of Lexington, to be exact. So I'm not sure how close Lexington, Kentucky is to Knoxville, Tennessee, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close.
No idea.
Knowing of my minor knowledge of Tennessee and Kentucky. So during his time as a police officer, he served as a narcotics officer from 1970 to 1973. He studied and completed his law degree while he was in the force, so when he resigned in 1977, why did he resign? I don't know.
Oh, they never say?
He didn't, retire. He resigned after 9 years in the force. So I couldn't find why he resigned or what was up with that. I just thought it could be, who knows.
That is sketch.
So when he resigned, he became a lawyer also in Lexington. But in 1981, I'm not sure. I think maybe he ended his career as a lawyer, or maybe he got into some fishy stuff and that's what ended his career. But in 1981, he was accused of stealing weapons from the China Lake Naval Weapons Center, which is on a naval base in California where they do a bunch of naval training and stuff, like weapons training, all kinds of training. And he was also accused for conspiring to smuggle marijuana into the U.S.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So
okay, so I could see why he would resign.
Yeah. He was among 25 other men for the weapon theft, and apparently they were all linked to the smuggling ring called the Company, which sounds really creepy. Ew. But he ended up avoiding any felonies for the weapon theft and just paid some fines and some time in prison. I think he did 6 months or something, or maybe that could be
of course
a really far off guess, but it wasn't long. And the prison time was for the drug smuggling, so for the weapon theft he just paid fines. Oh yeah, and you can look at the pictures now. I'm so sorry. The first two at least. You'll see the third one, it'll just pop up, but the first two pictures I sent you, the first one is of Andrew and the second one is of the crime scene in Fred Meyer's driveway.
That looks like a guy who would do a lot of cocaine.
Total ex-cop, narcotics dude from the 80s. The mustache.
Yeah, that is very much a 70s mustache.
Before jumping out of his airplane, Andrew supposedly dropped 40 plastic containers of cocaine out of the plane. So I'm assuming this is when his karate instructor figured out, oh shit, what are we doing? What is this? Apparently he didn't know, but I'm sure as soon as Andrew starts making these airdrops...
As soon as they were loading the fucking plane with cocaine, I'd be like, what are we doing here?
Where did he think he was going? Anyways.
Fuck, man.
So Andrew drops 40 plastic containers of cocaine out of the plane. And a few days after Andrew's ill-fated jump, a garment bag was found in a pond in Butts County, Georgia. The bag contained a pilot's handbook, clothing, and maps of Jamaica. So, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, a couple states going on here. And we'll see that some of his devil snow just starts popping up places. Later that month, game rangers found a parachute hanging from a tree in the Chattahoochee National Forest, which is in Georgia. And it had 3 duffel bags hanging from it. And guess what were in those duffel bags?
I can only imagine.
Each bag contained 210 pounds of cocaine.
Dude.
Yeah. And I can only assume that parachute is from the karate instructor, and he jumped out with cocaine attached to him. Anyways. In November...
That's a lot of cocaine.
Right. In November, so remember we started in September, some timber workers found a bag containing 28 pounds, also in the Chattahoochee National Forest. And I'm like, okay, 28 pounds in the one bag.
That's
and
literally
the other
Theodore.
Had 210 pounds in them.
It was probably like their personal supply.
It had to have more in there, and they just found 28 pounds in the bag.
It's their own personal supply. They were just gonna lug 50 pounds of that on home and turn in the other 28. I wouldn't trust cocaine if I found it in a random bag in the woods.
Yeah. And so apparently the cocaine in the duffel bags, you know, they were wrapped in those brick-looking plastic bag type of things. And all those bags were marked USA on them. It's just kind of weird.
I would freak out. I wouldn't even know. I would be even scared to like turn that into the cops. I'd be like, please do not think that I had anything. I would probably just leave it there. I wouldn't even.
Yeah. Well, it's also
that gives
80s,
me anxiety.
So cocaine was everywhere, I guess.
They're gonna think that I did it.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the fall for that. I'm gonna leave it in the fucking forest, let an 8-year-old find it. I don't care.
I don't know, because you're about to see what happens when people just leave it in the forest.
Oh, fuck. It makes me feel bad.
Because Andrew wasn't the only one whose life had been claimed as a result of this smuggle operation. In December, a 175-pound black bear was minding his own damn business when he came across more of Andrew's stash within the Chattahoochee forest. This bear came across another duffel bag that had 40 bags of cocaine in it, which equaled out to 75 pounds. And he reportedly ate it all.
Take this bear to rehab. Oh my god, he probably got the biggest sense of euphoria. Like, literally, he was every 16-year-old after watching the show Euphoria. All of it, all of the bags, all of the cocaine.
Reportedly, all right. So we'll get into a little bit of that in a minute. So I know we laugh because it's kind of funny.
No way that bear lived.
Yeah, he sadly passed away.
No way that bear. Yeah,
an overdose.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, now I feel like I gotta take it to the cops.
Yeah. But, so not too long after this. Yeah, not long after this party animal met his fate. Hunter.
All I imagine is Mr. Bogey and the little, his little cousin. What was it?
Oh, I forget. I don't know. I just saw them in a commercial.
Boogie and whatever. Yeah. Just imagine them sitting at a picnic table eating some cocaine and dying.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. At least they had a lot of fun doing it.
Hopefully. I hope he had fun. I mean, he must have liked it if he kept eating it.
If he ate the whole damn bag, I mean, he was enjoying at least the first 4 bags.
Well, what's sketchy is that a hunter stumbled across the bear's body, including the 40 bags of empty cocaine, or empty bags around him. But he didn't tell authorities. Apparently it took 3 weeks for a fish and game agent to learn of the bear, and on December 20th, 1985, the carcass was taken for an examination. So the chief medical examiner at the Georgia State Crime Lab stated that the bear's tummy was literally full to the brim with cocaine. The bear's
Could you just imagine opening? Do you think that examiner was tempted to do a line?
Oh no. Ew, it was probably all mushy.
He just saw that. No, I bet some of it, like the very center of it, was probably powdery. He was like, yeah, I can do a line of this. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
We'll turn the lights down low. We'll put on some rave music and let's get this autopsy.
Alright, so obviously there's not a whole lot of scientific research.
I'm sorry, that's so gross. I just imagining this like really pale dude in the corner doing some bear soaked intestine cocaine lines.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
We need to do a story on like twisted autopsy technicians.
You know, well, like there was that one girl that was like in a fucking coma and got pregnant. So
Yeah.
I could only imagine what people do to the dead. It's so sick. We'll bookmark that for sure.
Nurse.
Back to guys doing bear intestine cocaine lines.
Okay, so there's not much scientific research on bears and their drug habits with cocaine and overdosing, but like I mentioned, the bear was 175 pounds. A 175-pound human would take a fatal dose of about 7.5 grams of cocaine. And
So he for sure OD'd.
well, what's interesting is that the bear's blood results showed that at the time of death, there were only about 3 to 4 grams absorbed into its bloodstream.
Oh.
So, like I said, we're not sure exactly how bears would process it differently to us, but
Maybe
in a
it
human,
died
in the
before.
bloodstream, it would be 7.5 grams. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, true. Their like insides work different than ours,
Yeah.
I guess. It's not the exact same.
Just built differently.
Also, maybe that hunter that probably found the bear was probably lying about, oh, the bear ate all of it.
Exactly.
I could see you
It
lying.
leads to that-
Oh, the bear ate all of these bags.
It-
Do not check for that last bag. I don't know. He
Right.
ate the plastic with that one too.
Right. Well, it leads to that question. Although the bear was full of cocaine, did it really eat all 75 pounds? So some law enforcement have speculated that a local enterpriser may have taken some of it because they could just rip it out of the bags and leave the empty bags there, or
Yeah,
you know,
true.
because it was there for a couple weeks. Who knows who came across it? And the one dude, the hunter that didn't tell authorities, he
Report
could have
anything. Yeah.
fucking taken some of it. So
I would just be so sketched out to take drugs that I found in the woods.
yeah,
I mean,
in
I
the
know
woods,
like
it's a little
shroom,
creepy.
aside from shrooms, but like, or even like in the ocean, you see those videos of like people on TikTok or something, like they're in a boat and this sketchy package just washes up to them and it's like cocaine or weed. I'd be like, ooh, okay, maybe weed, but
That one summer I went to Oregon, I flew in, you know, I was walking out of the airport and my brother met me there, so he was outside of the airport, and I walk out and he's like, hold open your hands. And I'm like, okay. So I hold open my hands and he just sets all this random crap in my hands that he found dug in the bushes outside the airport. It wasn't
excuse me.
It wasn't random crap. It was just like weed containers full of weed and cartridges, and he found some like wax.
Shut.
Because people just like
up.
go to the airport with their little stashes and forget about them, so they, instead of throwing them away, they bury it for when they come back. Or so he just
Whoa,
like
that
found
is
all this weed.
actually the best. That's actually low-key like really smart.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're like us, 20 broke and desperate, just
Right?
go
Don't
to
wanna
the
throw it
airport
away,
and go
so-
through the bushes. Damn, you're
Yeah, so if you're
one
ever
of the
flying
smartest things
into-
your brothers thought about.
I was like, hey, shit, thanks. If you're ever flying into an airport that has legalized marijuana in their state, just check out some of the bushes outside.
We did not tell you that, but go
Thank my
check it out.
brother. Thank my brother.
We're just seeing if the airport's safe. We're seeing if this is acceptable. We want to test drive before we come to take our trip. Just traffic purposes.
So this poor this poor bear.
Bear needed a beer with all that fucking cocaine, man.
He was given the nickname Pablo Escobear and also Cocaine Bear. The chief medical examiner thought that the bear was in pretty good shape considering, and he didn't want his carcass to go to waste, so he got it taxidermized by a friend. For science, of course. Science purposes.
Always.
Yeah. It was gifted to the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area, but it was later removed to protect it from wildfires. So it went into storage and then apparently disappeared for a little bit, getting passed around from owner to owner. Fun fact, at one point, Waylon Jennings owned it, which is a famous country singer. But today, you can find Pablo Escobear at the Kentucky Fun Mall. It's in an attraction thingy where you can just go see him.
That's not scientific or educational.
So, cue the picture of Pablo Escobear.
Oh, I feel bad for that bear now. He has gone through enough.
Now he lives his days.
Put a hat on him.
And he's wearing a chain.
No. Put the bear out of his misery. I mean, I get it. He was a party boy, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
he looks sad.
That was the story of a cocaine smuggling operation that ended with the sky raining men, cocaine, and with the death of the ultimate party animal.
Fuck, man. He couldn't have been in a group and they just could have shared it all
I know.
together.
He found it and he's like, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody about this.
I need this cocaine and I need it now. Oh, well. Damn, dude, there's no way that one dude didn't know about it. He was in on it.
Right. I mean, in the 80s, when you come across a shit ton of cocaine, what do?
You take it.
You have 3 options. You tell the authorities, turn it in, you take it to sell, or you take it to take.
Or you don't take it and you let a bear eat it and die.
4 options.
Oh, poor Pablo Escobear.
I know.
Well, if you ever find cocaine, kids, you put it in your pocket and you don't leave it for bears to eat.
And you wish upon a star.
Lesson of the day learned. You wish upon a star that you just saved a bear's life. So good for you.
Yes.
Daily advice given to you by Red Rum and Red Wine. Be sure to follow us for more on our socials, RARW podcast. And you say the email.
Red Rum and Red Wine podcast at gmail.com.
To
Did
talk
I say
to
that
us.
right?
Yeah. To talk to us and let us know how shitty we're doing and how we can do better so we can afford therapy for our lives.
Review us maybe on your platforms. Leave us a good rating.
Yes, 5 stars because we've earned it. Pablo Escobear earned it.
Did Andrew Thornton earn it?
No. Well, he was doing good for America in the 80s. I'm sure a lot of people were upset that shipment didn't get to where it was.
Right.
He died doing what most of us only dreamed that we could, and that was drugs.
I just wonder, like, why not just land the plane in the nearby airport?
Because they would get arrested and go to jail.
I know, but he was planning on landing there in the parachute. I don't know. Like, when
I don't know. I don't really think he thunked that one through, and that is unfortunately another thing with drugs, and why we don't recommend them on this show is because you end up dying more times than not.
Yeah. Very true. Don't do drugs. Don't
do drugs.
Smuggle
Maybe
drugs.
Just weed. I don't think that one kills you. We haven't proven it yet.
I don't do drugs. Just weed.
Just the small drugs.
That was a movie quote. I wasn't just saying that, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I just wanted to make an announcement.
We are actually educated in pop culture, and until next time, this is Kristen.
And this is Sarah.
Red rum.
Red wine.
Okay, bye.